It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope vocab vid to step to. Let's hit it with Unit 3.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. Step two, step two, step two, step two.
The first word in Unit 3 is adversary. It means an enemy or an opponent, and it's a noun. So you could say that even though he looked weak, Michael proves to be a formidable adversary in the wrestling ring. The next word is alienate. It's a verb. It means to turn away, to separate, to make indifferent or hostile. So you could say, you must be careful not to alienate your friends with all the rude things that you say. If you want to remember this word, just know that alienate has the word alien in it, and alien means something different, something foreign, something other. So if you're alienating someone, you're making them alien to you. It's like, you're dead to me, cutting it off. You are now something different from me and will never be the same together that we were before. The next word is artifice. It's a noun. It means a clever or ingenious device or trick, a ploy. So you could say, even the most knowledgeable art professors in the world were taken in by the forger's artifice and declared the fake painting authentic. The next word is coerce. It means to compel or force, and it's a verb. So you could say, the criminal's lawyer argued that the confession he gave the police was coerced. It was beaten out of him during the interrogation, and therefore the judge should discard it. The next word is craven, and it can be used as both an adjective and a noun. Now, as an adjective, craven just means cowardly. So you could say, I find it particularly craven that you will not stand up for what you believe in. As a noun, craven just means a coward. So you could say, someone who declares that he is against all war should not be labeled a craven. In fact, he may have moral obligations. It doesn't mean he's scared. The next word is one of my favorites. It's culinary. It's an adjective that means related to the kitchen or food. So, Mr. Benedict loves to watch culinary shows on television and try out new recipes. The next word is demise. It's a noun. It means death, especially of a person in a lofty position. So you could say, on that fateful day in Dallas in 1963, no one could have predicted that John F. Kennedy was headed to his untimely demise. The next word is exhilarate. It's a verb. It means to cheer, to give liveliness to enliven. So you could say, we were all exhilarated by the exciting performance that the acrobats put on at the circus. If you want to remember exhilarate, just think of the word exhale, to breathe out. So if you're exhilarated by something, you might start to hyperventilate. You might start to breathe really quickly, like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And so if you're inhaling and exhaling a lot, it's exhilarating. Oh boy, here comes fallow, and it has 3 parts of speech. It could be used as an adjective, a noun, and a verb. So, as an adjective, fallow just means inactive, plowed but not seeded. It could also mean a reddish yellow, but forget about that for now. So you could say, after a year without a date, I concluded that my love life had finally gone fallow, inactive. Sounds like it's time for me to call Miss Carey again. As a noun, fallow just means land that's plowed but not seeded, land where nothing is growing, land where nothing can grow. So, in the desert, there are millions of acres of fallow. And finally, as a verb, fallow means to plow but not plant. So you could say, when Mrs. DeLotel had her big farm, she would often fallow a portion of her fields, plowing it to turn over and create more nutrients in the soil, but not planting anything. The next word is harass. It's a verb, and it means to disturb, worry, trouble with repeated attacks. So you could say, the people chose to ignore the constant warnings not to harass the tiger at the zoo, and that's how the old man lost his hand. The next word is inclement. It means stormy, harsh, severe in action or attitude, so it's an adjective. You could say, the game of soccer cannot be played in inclement weather because of the risk of lightning strikes. The next word is liquidate. It's a verb. It means to pay a debt, to settle an account, to eliminate. So you could say, after an extremely successful year, the business was able to liquidate its loan. The next word is muse. It's a verb. It means to think about in a dreamy way, to ponder. So, I often enjoy sitting under an oak tree and musing about the meaning of life. If you want to remember this word, you can think of the word museum. Museum is a place where you can wander through and look and think and ponder. So, museum, a place for musing. The next word is negligible. It's an adjective. It means an amount so small that it can be disregarded. So you could say, although small amounts of dust may have gotten into the chemical sample, their mass is negligible when it comes to computing the final formula. The next word is perpetuate. It means to make permanent or long-lasting. It's a verb. So you could say, such offensive jokes perpetuate racial stereotypes that seem to never die no matter how hard we try to get rid of them. The next word is precedent. It's a noun. It means an example that may serve as a basis for future action, something that's come before. So you could say, we hope that other classes at our school will follow our precedent and continue to be committed to community service. Precedent also gets used a lot in law cases. So if there's been a decision made on a similar topic already, the lawyer might use that case as precedent to say that the judge should rule in the same way. So you could say, despite the legal precedent of separate but equal established in Plessy versus Ferguson, the Supreme Court in the Brown versus Board of Education decision decided to overturn institutionalized segregation in schools. The next word is punitive. It's an adjective. It means aimed at punishment, intended to punish. So you could say, if the hostile nation does not stop its nuclear program, the global community will be forced to take punitive action to punish that country. Of course, the word punish is right in the word punitive, so it should be pretty easy to remember. The next word is redress, and it can be used as a verb or a noun. So as a verb, redress means to set right, to remedy. So you could say, I will attempt to redress my mistake by apologizing and paying for all the stuff that I broke at the store. And as a noun, redress just means release from wrong or injury. So you could say that with the Declaration of Independence, the American colonists were seeking redress from the British Crown, but their petition for redress was denied, and a war began. The next word is sojourn. It can be used as both a noun and a verb. As a noun, sojourn just means a temporary stay. So you could say, my sojourn in India lasted for 3 months, and then I came home. So you could say, like many writers of his generation, Ernest Hemingway sojourned in Paris before finally returning to America and eventually settling in Cuba. As a verb, sojourn just means to stay for a time, to travel. And finally we have the word urbane. It's an adjective. It means refined in manner or style, suave, smooth. So you could say, the party was quite urbane. Everyone was wearing chic black dresses and suits and ties, and all the hors d'oeuvres and champagne were of the highest quality. Urbane. So a way to remember urbane is if you think about, city centers, you often have this elite, like Gossip Girl elite in big cities, in urban areas. So if someone lives in an urban area and they have a lot of money, chances are they have an urbane attitude. They're very stylish, they're very suave, very smooth, they throw big parties, etc., etc. Urbane. And that's it. Unit 3. Done and done. So, watch this video as many times as you need. Come prepared for the quiz. I'll see you in Unit 4.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a strong rhyme to step to. Think of how many weeks shows you slept through. Time's up. I'm sorry I kept